Good afternoon, everyone. It is April 15th, 2019. I'm Eric. So this is not my first video of the day. I did my first upload over at BitChute for this video, Rage Against Whiteness. I do recommend you go over there and check that video out. It is regarding the latest Hit Whitey piece on
unless it comes with some enforcement, so yeah!
On mainstream television networks. So there's that. So go over there to BitChute, subscribe to my channel, check out Rage Against Whiteness, and tell me what you think. But for now, we're going to have a little bit of a follow-up here to yesterday's BitChute exclusive video, at least in part, regarding sleeper cells. You may recall that I mentioned these Islamic training camps spread out all across the United States. So, we're going to get into it. Now, Donald Trump had the idea, and look, if it weren't for the fact that people can easily get out of these places, these sanctuary cities, so easily, it may not be a bad solution, but the fact of the matter is, they can, so it is. And then, to add to that problem, 10,000 illegal aliens from terrorist nations roam free in the United States. And I would say that many of these aliens that are from these nations are probably already residing within one of those compounds that I just mentioned. It is well known that they have been training there in these places for some time now, the better part of a decade. And by the way, I would think that probably it's a lot more than 10,000, okay? Approximately 10,000 illegal immigrants from countries designated as state sponsors of terrorism are living within the borders of the United States, according to the Immigration Reform Law Institute, first reported by Breitbart. The IRLI revealed last week that it had obtained documents under the Freedom of Information Act that revealed that 10,000 illegals have not yet been deported despite having been ordered to leave the country. And that's just the ones they know about, okay? Now think about the ones they don't know about. The FOIA request showed that illegals were from Iran, Syria, Sudan, and North Korea. And I would say that probably the ones from North Korea, probably trying to escape North Korea, and maybe the same could be argued for Syria and Sudan, but they do have a bone to pick with the United States. So I would say that it'd probably be in our best interest to not have individuals from these places here. The IRLI said Iran led the pack with over 6,000, or 6.1% of their citizens with removal orders, followed by Syria with 20%, Sudan with 18%, and North Korea with less than 1%. Congress has recently held hearings where U.S. intelligence officials had suggested that Iranian sleeper cells inside the U.S. are waiting orders to strike. Let me stop right there for a moment. That is just more fear-mongering from our U.S. intelligence officials. Keep in mind that Iran did not commit the acts that occurred on September 11th, 2001. Keep in mind that the main people to be held or arrested, detained, were Israelis and Saudis. So, as far as I can tell, Iran is not as big a threat as either Israel or Saudi Arabia. Actually, I would say that probably Israel and Saudi Arabia are much larger threats to the United States because they come in the disguise of allies. But here's a little map of the Islamic networks in the United States. And it's a pretty extensive network. And again, we are going to now have a lot of these people having the ability to go ahead and go to one of these sanctuary cities, and when the time is right, they can leave and do whatever they want. So, there's nothing holding them there. IRLI Executive Director Dale Wilcox chatted with Sirius XM Patriots Breitbart News Tonight last week, warned that the 10,000 illegals from terrorist countries are a very dangerous situation. And I would again say that the ones we don't know about are more dangerous. And remember, people coming from these places, not only do they have violent intentions towards the population of the United States, but many of them carry very serious infectious diseases. And one of the main countries that are helping this migration process, believe it or not, Israel's helping. They have a nonprofit that's there waiting on the shores when some of these people land over there in Europe, and they're there to help them. And it's an Israeli organization. And there's many of them. Then you have the United Nations helping. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit this because you're going to want to hear what this guy has to say. In quotes, we have 10,000 aliens. Some of them are criminals, and that's why they've been ordered removed. You can have some that might have come into the country legally at some point. However, they've committed crimes and they've been ordered removed. Then, of course, you have your garden variety of illegal aliens who have jumped the border or overstayed a legitimate visa. And they've been told to go home, and yet they're continuing to hide out in this country, which only stresses the danger of sanctuary jurisdictions. So we have somebody there that is completely contradicting Trump, saying that, it's the sanctuary jurisdictions are a danger. California has the largest population of Iranians outside of Iran. California is a sanctuary state. California is not cooperating with immigration authorities, so their sanctuary law is preventing ICE from removing these individuals. Of that number, 10,000 people, 6,000 of these individuals are Iranian. We've had hearings here recently in Congress where U.S. intelligence officials have stated there are Iranian sleeper cells inside of the United States, ready and waiting for the order. Now, the reality of it is, we have Russian sleeper cells in the United States awaiting the order. We have Chinese sleeper cells in the United States awaiting orders. We have Israeli, and so on and so forth. Iran, if they have any sleeper cells, are among many other nations who do. So, and Mr. Trump's proposal to send these people to these sanctuary cities is essentially aiding and abetting them. And it don't make any fucking sense. Unless, of course, you consider, you know, that he's actually been on the side of the liberals all along. Not totally, but in some aspects. I tell you what, man, as soon as Pelosi said impeachment was off the table, as soon as he said, Trump said, we need to take the guns first, due process second, man, these things should have been red flags for people, and they just were not. And I'm going to give you an example of the desperation being displayed by Trump supporters. Now, this is on the video I did a few days ago. And thank you to my new BitChute subscribers, along with my new YouTube subscribers. Really appreciate that. Okay, so this comes from this dude named Crash and Burn. Crash and Burn. You see, people put these comments up before they even listen to the entire video. And that makes you a moron. This individual thinks that I'm blaming President Trump for all the garbage going on, and he points out that Obama and others started these policies. And he's right, they did. However, just because another president starts a policy does not mean the next president has to support these policies or continue these policies. And as far as I can tell, for the most part, that opening of the idea of the sanctuary city is well, it's really is bending to the will of the liberals, isn't it? Because again, these people cannot be kept in these places, which gives them free reign all over the country, which gives, you know, new arrivals maybe joining these cells that this article spoke of. They're just going to be able to walk in, go to the sanctuary city, wait for a little bit, and go wherever they want. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you support Donald Trump and you think he's God's gift to to our nation, but I don't see that it's gotten any better. I mean, if it has, I would say, yeah, awesome, man. I have a killer job. I've put in 100 applications. I got hired at a great place that wanted to bring jobs back to America, but this is not the reality. The reality is, once these jobs are gone, no one can bring them back, and your president is lying to you, saying he can. And that's my problem with Mr. Trump is he lies a lot. He doesn't keep his word. And to me, that is about as dishonorable as you can get. And then you add to it the way he talked about his daughter, who he keeps company with. I can only come to the conclusion that he's just not a good guy. Anyway, I hope everyone has a great day. And remember, kill the state, live free.